Paul Bettany's a good friend that you've done drugs with, right?
That's a strange question. Paul Bettany is a good friend. Yes.
You've done drugs with him?
Yes, I have. Is that the same one that I signed 3 times before? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the 4th.
I wanted to make clear that you signed
made it
that in
clear.
the summer of 2016. Pretty simple yes or no question, which is,
You'd like
other
it to be, sir. Nothing simple in this case.
We can move on
You
here.
want to, if you want to, just restart.
So, I see. So I can read it out of someone's article, but not from the man's mouth. Is that what happens?
Next question.
Mr. Depp, Mr. Depp, last week, Mr. Rottenborn asked you about a quote where you said you wouldn't come back to the Pirates franchise for $300 million and 1,000,000 alpacas. Do you remember that?
I do.
When relative to learning that you would no longer be a part of the Pirates franchise, did you make that statement?
I think long before I made the statement, there was a very deep and distinct sense of having been betrayed by the people that I had been working with, the people that I had worked hard for.
The legal struggle between Amber and Johnny is getting more intriguing by the day, with Heard's lawyers almost arriving with no particular evidence for the time being. Johnny, on the other hand, has been telling the truth about Amber's frustrations and rage issues, not only related to him but also his friends like Paul Britney. Among those faked fright and stunning news facial expressions, it appears that Amber is on the verge of revealing her genuine nature, especially in light of the body language specialist's findings. Johnny, on the other hand, is seen behaving quietly and revealing his true personality to the world. Amber Heard had written an op-ed in the Sun magazine supporting the #MeToo moment, claiming that she had been a victim of domestic violence. Even though she didn't mention Johnny Depp by name, the publication dubbed him a wife-beater. When Johnny sued the Sun magazine for making such charges against him, the public had high hopes for justice. And, as they say, revenge is the dish best served cold. It seems like the perfect time for Johnny has finally arrived to show the world who is the real abuser in his relationship with Amber. But the worst part was when he lost the case due to erroneous judgments and Amber's inside contact with Justice Andrew Nicole. However, this provided Johnny with a new opportunity to take the stage and tell the world about his side of the tale. As a result, Johnny launched a lawsuit against Amber in the hopes of smearing his hard-earned reputation and allowing the world to witness every word he spoke during his trials via a live video telecast. Hence, Benjamin Chu, Johnny's lawyer, announced the opening line of the case stating, "My colleagues and I from Brown Rudnick are truly honored the plaintiff in this case, Johnny Depp. For nearly 30 years, Mr. Depp built a reputation as a respected artist, whole name was associated with success. Today, Johnny Depp's name is associated with a lie, a false statement uttered by Amber Heard. It's a case of how devastating words can be when they are false. Under the law, when a person who makes a false statement about someone else can be held responsible, that's because words matter. Specifically, the words she used in an op-ed published in the Washington Post in December 2018, and the op-ed was published. This is not an accident, the evidence will show. No one had ever in 5 decades accused Johnny Depp of being violent with a woman, and no one would have ever suggested that he was ever capable of something like this. By choosing to lie about her husband for her own personal benefit, Amber Heard forever changed Mr. Depp's life and reputation. Johnny is renowned for hating interviews and living a conservative lifestyle, so this must have been a challenge for him. It is why, when Amber Heard's lawyers asked why he sued her now rather than earlier when she appeared in court bruised, he replied, "It was my responsibility to not only clear my name, I wanted to clear my children of this horrid thing they had to read about their father that was untrue." Johnny is aware of the impact Amber's accusations had on everyone linked to him, which is why he feels compelled to defend his name this time, even if it means revealing his entire life narrative to the world. Since their wedding, Johnny has revealed with us so many auspicious moments of their private life, like when he shared how he used to wake Amber up in the morning with all those crazy jokes and humorous songs to make her laugh first thing in the morning. What he got in response appears to be more horrifying to us. Johnny revealed his suspicious conduct toward Amber in one of the situations when he initially noticed something was wrong with her. Amber used to make Johnny sit on the couch, pour him a glass of wine, and take off his boots when he returned home. As a result, he felt good since he had never been treated like this before in his life. But one day, he returned and Amber was on the phone, so he completed all of the tasks on his own. This somehow made Amber enraged when she returned. Johnny talked about how he felt awkward and suspicious at the time. According to the body language expert, narcissists need control, which is why when Johnny completed the task on his own, she felt threatened and reacted with hatred. Next, Johnny talked about how living with Amber made him feel like he was back in a relationship with his mother, and how he tried to flee in the same way. Christy had previously given similar details about their mother, including how she used to shout at him and how Johnny would frequently leave the room. According to Depp, he began behaving in the same way with Amber because she was aware of his pain points and began injuring him in the same way his mother did. When asked about Amber's response to difficult situations, Depp answered, misheard in her frustration, in her rage, and her anger, she would strike out. It could begin with a slap, it could begin with a shove, it could begin with throwing the TV remote on my head. It could be a throwing glass of wine at my face. But all in all, it was just a constant. It was a built-in list of, as I said, my experiences which I gave to Miss Heard. Those facts were against me as weapons, especially when it came to my kids. There was no need for it. Too many lines were crossed. You cannot see any lines anymore. Then Depp was asked very specifically about the accident, and he told his lawyers approached Amber for the post-nuptial contract, and she became enraged in her wrath. Johnny, who was staying in the penthouse with her, heard her raged and locked himself in one of the bathrooms for a bit. But after a while, when everything quieted down, he went to the bar to pour himself a glass of wine. Amber had thrown 2 vodka bottles at him at the same time, cutting the tip of his middle finger. Johnny then stated how he was taken aback by her treatment and how he didn't feel any discomfort until he noticed wetness on his finger, which he didn't realize until he looked down. According to the messages he sent to the doctor, Johnny shared that he himself sliced the tip of his finger, but later in court, Johnny confessed how he lied to everyone about the incident because he wanted to save Amber. Amber wasn't just physically abusing Johnny, she was also continually verbally abusing him by laughing at his tattoos, particularly the one he had for his ex-partner. Amber was envious of it. Therefore, Johnny had to change the meaning of the tattoo while also wearing the one for Amber. Johnny's sister, Christy, said how he enjoys his tattoos and uses them as a journal, but Amber used to tease him and call him old fat guy all the time. When questioned why he stayed with Amber even after that, he said, I stayed because my father stayed. I suppose because I had been in that relationship with Vanessa and that was lost and I didn't want to fail. I wanted to try to make it work. I thought maybe I could help her. I thought maybe I could bring her around. Because the Amber Heard that I knew for the first year and a half was not this. Suddenly this opponent, it wasn't my girl. She had become my opponent. He also shared, Miss Heard had spoken of suicide on a couple of occasions, so that also becomes a factor. That's something that lives in the back of your brain. Such charges, without a doubt, can injure anyone while making him feel obligated to be with the abuser, especially if the person is very emotional. Depp responded that he never lay his hands on her, especially when discussing Amber's charges on the private trip to Los Angeles, in which she accused Johnny of slapping her. When she attempted to start a fight with him, he went to sleep after going to the bathroom. Finally, he discussed the details of his vacation to the Bahamas for a medication detox. Johnny shared that he didn't want Amber to accompany him, but she did anyway. After that, she became the medication in charge for him, and when the withdrawal symptoms began, Johnny described how he lay down on the couch and asked her to give him the medicine. Depp described how he felt at his lowest point as a human when Amber refused to give him medicine by saying, it's not the time yet, and he ended up crying and screaming for the tablets on the floor. Johnny shared how he particularly said, please give me my meds, and Amber continued to be abusive to him and made him suffer. Finally, when Johnny and Amber's 90-second audio tape was broadcast, everyone could see Amber Heard's true 2 faces. Amber's screams can be heard. I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. You're a fucking baby. You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up, Johnny. I did start a physical fight. Now all we have to do is wait for the jury to render a fair verdict.